Shalom. All praise to Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rakah, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to all the options pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. Coming at you with another lesson, short, Lord's willing, edifying, quick lesson about how ESAU, Edom, took over our nationality, took over our race, our inheritance. And they are calling themselves the Jews, okay, the Israelites. So just a quick lesson going into some scriptures that cuts these Edomites, man. They are not the chosen of Yahawah, Bahashim YAHAWASHI. Okay, this is Psalms chapter 79, verse 1, and it reads, O power, the heathen are come into thy inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Okay? Who doing this, man? The Amalekites, the Khazars, the Khazarian Empire, man. The so-called Jews. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. It's talking to the Israelites, because we in poverty, we in tribulation, slavery, which is the works. But thou art rich, which is the 1/3 in this truth, these scriptures. But this is our riches. This is our way to the kingdom of heaven. I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. Okay? Them so-called Jews, man. That's what they call themselves, Jewish. That's why the scripture tell you, man, okay, don't be listening to Jewish faiths, man. Okay? Because ish meaning pertaining to or trying to be like. So they are trying to be like the real Jews, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the southern kingdom. Okay? They're saying they are the Israelis. That's why they call themselves Israelis and not the Israelites, because they are impostors. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. That's what they call their worship places over there in Israel. Okay? They call them synagogues. Behold, I will make them of the synagogues of Satan, which say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Okay? The sons of Jacob, man. The 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? They are not the real Jews, man. They are not the real Jews. Now, I got an article, and it's on a site called YAHAWASPeople.com. It's called YAHAWASPeople.com. And I'm going to read this. It says, about 2100 BC, Yahawah promises Abraham many descendants. About 2000 BC, Jacob, Israel is born. About 1910 BC, Joseph sold into slavery. About 1446 BC, Exodus begins. About 1436 BC, Moses rules by the laws and commandments of Yahawah and establishes the priesthood by the tribe of Levi. About 1400 BC, Israel is ruled by judges, not kings. About 1050 BC, Saul becomes Israel's first king. About 1010 BC, David becomes king of Israel. About 970 BC, Solomon becomes king, builds temple. About 926 BC, Israel becomes a divided kingdom through Jeroboam and Rehoboam, the sons of Solomon. 721 BC, the Assyrians conquer northern kingdom of Israel. Okay. 612 BC, Babylon conquers Lenape, Assyrian Empire. 605 BC, Babylon exerts influence over Judah. 597 BC, Babylon attacks Judah. 586 BC, Babylon destroys Jerusalem and temple. 586 to 573 BC, Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar attacks Tyre. 539 BC, Cyrus the Great conquers Babylon. 538 BC, Cyrus releases the Israelites from Babylonian captivity. 536 BC, works begin to rebuild temple. 516 BC, second temple is dedicated. 333 BC, Greeks began rule over Israel. Greeks began rule over the land of Israel. 331 BC, Alexander conquers Tyre, Phoenician Empire. 250 BC, the Old Testament is translated into Greek. 175 BC, ruler Antiochus Epiphanes torments the Israelites. And that is all recorded in the Apocrypha, man. Okay? 164 to 63 BC, Israelites have independence during Mattathias, Hasmonean, the Maccabean rule period. Mattathias, Mattathias, the Hasmonean, the Maccabean rule period. 63 BC, Romans take over the land of Israel. 73 to 4 BC, Herod the Great. About 5 BC, YAHAWASHI is born in Bethlehem. About 20 CE, Herod renovates Second Temple and enlarges Temple Mount. About 26 CE, YAHAWASHI begins his ministry. About 27 CE, YAHAWASHI talks of Yahweh's laws and commandments. About 30 CE, YAHAWASHI is crucified, buried, and resurrected. 70 CE, Romans destroy Jerusalem and temple. Most Israelites fled into the desert and the mountains of Africa. They give you a precept, which is Luke 21, 20 through 24. It shows you, how should I say, when you see Jerusalem come round about with armies, flee ye into the mountains. And that's where it tell you in the Bible dictionary that the compact Bible dictionary that over 1 million Jews fled into the land of Israel, fled into Africa. And tell you right here, say 70 CE, Romans destroyed Jerusalem and temple. Most Israelites fled into the desert and mountains of Africa. 135 CE, Romans destroyed and plowed Jerusalem. General Hadrian killed 580,000 Israelites to suppress Bar Kokhba revolt, banning them never to live in Israel. Now, going back to Psalms chapter 79, verse 1. And it reads, before I go into this next article, O Yahweh, the heathen are come into thy inheritance. The heathens, the so-called Jews, the Khazars, the Khazarian Empire, the Amalekites, the elites, the 1%ers of the earth who control everything. It says, O Yahweh, the heathen are come into thy inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Okay? It say late 1800s, Zionist movement began. 1882 to 1903, Jews, aka Khazars, began to occupy the land of Israel. 1896, the Jewish, aka Khazars, state is published. Zionist grows. 1897, Jews, aka Khazars, which are the so-called Jews, because Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Jamaicans, or West Indians, and the so-called Haitians makes up the Jews, the Southern Kingdom. Okay, it's a 1897, Jews, aka Khazars, unite in effort to occupy more of Israel. 1917, the British gain control of Palestine, Israel. 1933 to 1944, 6 million German Jews killed by German Nazis and German Jews. Them are not the real Jews. Okay? That was a lie, man. 1948, Khazars, aka Jews, accomplished their goal and are allowed occupation of Israel by the United Nations. Okay? Gave them control of our land, man. 1948, surrendering countries invade Israel. Surrounding countries invade Israel. 1948. 1949, the first Arab Israeli Khazar war ends. 1967, Six-Day War. Israelis, that's why they call themselves Israelis, because they are not the Israelites. 1967, Six-Day War. Israelis, Jews, aka Khazars, the Khazarian Empire, the so-called Jews, the Amalekites, capture the city of Jerusalem. 1982, Yiddish becomes an official language of Israel. It is passed off as Hebrew, because it's not the Paleo, it's not the ancient Hebrew. That's the modern day Hebrew that those Masoretes created, man, with their dots and dashes and vowel points. Okay? That's why nobody knows the Lord's true name, which is Yahawah and YAHAWASHI, because they took the Hebrew and retranslated it into Yiddish, adding vowel points, because there's no vowels in the Hebrew, man. They took the Hebrew and changed it to Yiddish and added dots and dashes and vowel points, man. Okay, created a modern day Hebrew. Now, this is about the Khazari Empire, the so-called Jews, the Amalekites, the one percenters, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, okay, the Oppenheimer, the DuPonts, the Gettys, all your JP Morgans, all your 1%, your bank owners, your Federal Reserve owners, okay, the elites who control the whole earth, starting with the Rothschilds. Going back to Psalms chapter 79, O Yahawah, the heathen are coming to thy inheritance, thy holy temple have they defiled, and they defiled our land, man. That's why I tell you, man, it's a verse to tell you that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, man, and that is a city over there in Israel, man. It's bastards in our land, man, okay? So it says, O Yahawah, the heathen are coming to thy inheritance, thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Now, it said, thy holy temple have they defiled. This is First Maccabees in the Apocrypha, which is a part of the King James Bible that the Edomites took out because it reveals too much of them heathen, them demons. Okay? This is First Maccabees chapter 1, from the start of verse 41. It said, moreover, King Antiochus, and I read that to you in an article by Antiochus. It said King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandments of the king. They're talking about the Israelite heathens, man. Okay? For a moment, we're going to jump to this. This is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. Say, in those days when them out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Okay? So Israel men went and made a covenant with the heathen. Now, going back, it say, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed to the commandments of the king, all the Israelite heathens. It said, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land that they set up during 1948, man. Okay? The Khazarian Empire, man. So it say, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts. Okay? That they should also lead their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, and profanation. To say, to the end they may forget the law and change all the ordinance. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So they made the Israelites, man, consent to their profane, man, to their profanities, man, profane the Sabbath, and just do all manner of wickedness, man. So once again, this is Psalm chapter 79, verse 1. O Yahawah, it say, O God, which means power, O power, the heathen are coming to thy inheritance, thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Okay? Now who did this? ESAU, Edom, the so-called white people. Because they are not white, they are red, according to Genesis chapter 25. They have destroyed the kingdom, man. Okay? It says the heathens are coming to thy inheritance. They saying the day the chosen, the day the Israelis. Thy holy temple have they defiled. Okay? The holy temple of YAHAWASHI is defiled from the Khazars, man. The Amalekites, the so-called Jews. Revelation 29, I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews and are not, man. But in the synagogues of Satan, the wicked, man. Okay? This knowledge is everywhere, man. That's why this is that information age. And Yahawashi had these demons to set up the internet, which is your unicorn according to the scriptures. Okay? Because this information is going out everywhere, man. Everybody know that the so-called white man defiled our temple. Them are not the real Jews in the land of Israel, man. They are the so-called Jews. They Jewish. Okay? They Jewish. And I'm going to get this real quick. I'm going to get this real quick. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 14. And this is a cold cut too to those demons, man. Okay, this is another cut to those demons, man. Because they is wicked. It's all, that's what they were set up to be, the wicked, man. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 14. And it reads, not giving heed to Jewish faiths and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Hey, and that's what they did, man. Okay, verse 15 say, unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their minds and conscience is defiled. Okay? Now who did this, man? Read this again, man. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish faiths, man. Jewish faiths, man. Because that's who control our land, man. The so-called Jews, man. They Jewish. Hey, so with that, man, I want to say, Lord's witness for edifying. I'll pray to Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who well. And a sincere salutation to all the Arkham pushing the truth and believing this truth in our faith and sincerity, working up the hope for the elect. Shalom.